Hello and welcome to the Elder Scrolls Rumors from Tamreil. I am Brenttime, the host. I am followed by three fine gentlemen. Please go ahead and say your names now.
Rex.
Okay.
Dakota.
Ask Asian.
Or Brian. Yeah, that's how I have it up on the screen for people that are watching the video format. I am the only one with the webcam. I am Brenttime. The other three gentlemen are not using webcams at this time. In the middle of the screen, you shall see some kind of Elder Scrolls-like video going on, so you'll be entertained by that. But anyway, we've got a few topics for you guys. We have mounts, crafting, armor, more in-depth PvP discussion, and Trinity System. So let's go ahead and get it started with mounts. What do you guys think mounts will be like in this? Ponies?
Yeah, like ponies. I want to have a dragon
ponies.
mount.
You want a dragon mount?
Yes.
So you think there might be flying mounts of sorts?
Yes, dragons.
Yes.
Now,
like Alduin just like riding on his back, being like, yeah.
Now, in a recent video, or interview, I guess, one of the developers had actually said that mounts will now carry stuff, or not now, but will carry stuff in Elder Scrolls Online, like have an
So
I guess an
basically my
inventory
animal's a
dedicated.
bank from my inventory?
I don't know,
shit,
but
I
what?
don't want to carry this.
Well, I mean, what happens if you take? What happens if the horse dies?
Exactly, and then they'll loot your horse, and you're like, shit.
Or is it invincible?
Or is it gonna be like Red Dead
Or can
Redemption, where
you,
you
like,
whistle
summon
whenever
it?
you want your horse?
No. Honestly, because the only time that they've ever incorporated a summoning of a horse was the mount that you got in Skyrim for the Dark Brotherhood. Every other time you either have to pay for it each time you want to ride it, or
It probably, more than likely, it's gonna have a life.
All right, for anyone that's watching the video, by the way,
gonna live.
for anyone watching the video, by the way, my webcam is not working, so we don't have the webcam now. So
Wow.
this will be the second episode in a row there is no webcams. I'm sorry,
Yay!
but people watching the audio
Alright,
format,
next
you won't notice
episode, I
any
promise
difference.
We'll have webcams. Because I'll use my laptop next time. I'll be prepared.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll see how it works. Anyway, back to mounts. After that little tangent of technical difficulties, I mean,
I feel like the mountain shouldn't be invincible if you can carry things. That's a little, yeah, I just feel like there's loopholes in that shit. Like, you can put all your things, and it don't make sense to me at all if it's gonna be invincible.
I don't know. It's something that, you know.
Unless the horse is invincible, always gonna be there, and that's where you just put whatever things you have there.
Yeah, but
Instead
now
of, like,
what
putting
if you get items in PvP? Can you like
well,
have the
you
horse
put
in
it-
PvP? Because I'm assuming the battleground's gonna be huge. So assuming that, then what's gonna happen if the horse dies in PvP, or is the horse invincible in PvP? But that wouldn't make sense. Well,
Did you say
horses just not
invisible or
be.
invincible?
I think horses
Invincible.
should die.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I think it's
I'm very
like if
anti-horse,
they're
too.
trying to make this a realistic thing in a sense, or like in-depth combat, like your horse should die, your mount should die. I believe that should happen. Like World of Warcraft, once again, throwing that out there. Your mount was pretty much a spell, and whenever you got off your mount, it just disappeared. I don't like that. I
But
want
remember,
you to
they
be
want it to
a
be like
person with
Elder
it.
Scrolls. They want it to be like Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, your
like
mount's
any
gonna be
other
there
game,
whether you
and
like
the
it or
mount
not.
dies.
And
in Elder
now-
Elder Scrolls.
Think about how this will look. If everybody had mounts in the middle of the game, or in the beginning of the game, because the field's gonna be really big, right? So if everybody had mounts, they're out fighting, and you have all these horses just alive, sitting in a giant crowd because everyone died. It's not gonna happen. I feel like all of the mounts should die, or if you die, your mount should disappear, or like I don't know how they're gonna do that, to be honest with you.
I don't know how mounts are going to work, and that's the reason we're discussing it.
See, if it were a dragon, it could just fly away and come pick you up. But
no,
you know.
dragon. They have confirmed there are no dragons.
Yeah, there's no dragon.
Yeah, well, it does take place 1,000 years before Skyrim.
Yeah,
I
no.
believe.
There's no dragons during this age.
I know. I said it's 1,000 years before the game Skyrim, which the dragons came back.
Yeah.
Duh, Brent. Anyway, go on. What's the next thing?
Crafting.
Oh, crafting. All right. It should definitely be a skill.
Yes, a skill.
Yeah, not everybody can craft. It should be something you can make money off of, like most games.
Not like have a level 1 create like a best sword in the game.
Exactly.
I also don't want a lot of games how they have the crafting. I mean, I don't feel like some of the things you use together would make
I don't
that
want
object.
it to be like.
Yes.
I don't want it to be like.
Let's make a dagger with
I don't want it to be
this
like you have the
flint.
materials, you make it no matter what. I want it to have that chance system.
Oh,
where
yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah,
break
yeah.
it and lose all these important things if your health level's not high enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause,
no, that
like,
makes
yeah.
sense.
It could be
Kind of like
completely abused.
in like Oblivion, where they had the repair hammer.
Right.
It wasn't always going to repair. It had the chance to break,
Exactly.
depending on your skill at least.
Yes.
More than likely, the people that are going to make the really big things are going to have high skills, which means.
What do you think should be craftable?
Okay. Armor,
he's-
swords, and will there be mount armor?
Not confirmed.
I don't think so.
Saddles.
Well, we still don't know
Saddles.
whether or not the mounts
Leather
are.
crafting. I think you should be able to craft clothes and stuff like that.
Clothes?
I don't know, something
Alchemy.
different. Something.
Potions,
Yeah, alchemy.
things
Yes.
like that.
Well, alchemy's a different skill, but yeah, I believe alchemy should be in there. Potions and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, let's go off of what's
You know
in
what'd be a
Skyrim, I
different-
guess.
What a different class would be like. What I would like to see
What
is
can you craft in Skyrim though?
everything.
Dude, I really want the Spellmaker to be back from
Yes.
Oblivion.
Now listen, here's the cool thing.
Even though it was broken as hell, but
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Everybody has a mage, a warrior, and all that junk. But what if there was a class that was like a doctor, like strictly potion combat?
okay.
I think that would be cool.
So
Basically a mage, but like I don't know. I feel like there should be like a like some sort of like warrior doctor.
So-
I don't know.
So
Like
basically, you want a character that has like a squirt gun that squirts potions.
yes. No,
Yeah.
Brent, ass.
Well, how the hell else are you gonna get the potions to them?
It's
Throw
like
them at-
I mean, they're
Popeye,
not
dude.
gonna drink it in the middle of
drink-
combat. I'm just
listen,
gonna
you drink potions, you get real strong. We'll call it spinach.
Yeah, but oh god damn.
I don't know. I just
No,
leave
listen,
me
listen,
alone.
listen.
Hurt my feelings.
Think about in the
Don't talk to
case
me.
of PvP, okay? Like,
Okay.
what person's just gonna stop? They're sieging a castle, and then he's like about to walk in, and he goes, "Oh, need a potion."
Guys, hold on a second. We can't kill them yet.
Shut
I
up.
haven't drank
Shut
my
up.
potion.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
Well, that's why you drink it before battle, ass.
Yeah, but
Aw,
you said
damn it,
like to
guys, I
heal
ran out of
people.
potions. Give me 45 minutes to make
Next
new ones.
question. Next question.
Anyways,
No,
going back to
we-
Sorry
mounts.
for trying.
We're still
Sorry for
we're still
trying.
on crafting. We're still. It's okay. The argument's fun.
Wood crafting. I want you to be able to craft
Anyways,
like
no.
little statues and models.
Oh well, no. Let's
Yes.
go into something like.
Statues and models?
I know this is a different topic, but I mean, I want to be able to craft stuff like personal for my own house. And
That's
how
decent.
will
Shut
housing work in Elder Scrolls Online? Because I mean, obviously, like let's say in Fallout or even Oblivion or Skyrim, where the houses are located are in the same spot for every user. So how will housing work? And maybe can you or can you not have like a market for crafting like tables
If you could
and all that
build
stuff
your
to
own
customize
house,
your
that
house?
would be awesome.
Alright, Rex, you said little statues, right? Like to keep potions
Yes.
or whatever in. Like, what about like those soul stones from Skyrim?
Yes.
Those that
Craft
type of
soul
thing.
stones and craft like I don't
Soul
know,
gems.
craft cool stuff.
Or soul gems, whatever you guys want to
A
call it.
Well,
really
the soul
bad-
gem.
Listen,
Okay.
They'll add a new class, a gardener, so you can
So-
plant flowers.
So soul gems will serve the purpose of death, okay? So when a player dies, if they have the, soul gem that is, obviously
spawn
souls in
there.
it, they can respawn or give it to a teammate to respawn, and that's how death works. So that's how soul gems work. I mean,
I'm
how will you
already
get
calling
soul-
out the flaw in this. You use a soul gem to respawn, and yet the whole premise of the story is that your character is soulless. This is stupid.
All right.
Hey, I have a question.
Yo.
Do you know for a fact that these gems are gonna do that?
Yeah, they've already announced it in an
Okay,
interview.
I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I was like,
I wouldn't have said it and confirmed it if it wasn't them saying it. So, how do you think player housing will work? I mean, it's obviously going to be a big issue. I mean, for it to be an Elder Scrolls game, I mean, that's a big portion. I mean, let's be honest. When we had friends over to look at our Elder Scrolls, holy shit, let me talk. When you had friends over for an Elder Scrolls game or a Fallout, and like they got on your Elder Scrolls profile or your Fallout profile, what did you show them? You showed them the shit you had inside your house. How will that be in Elder Scrolls Online?
But like, hey, dude, this is my well-crafted mahogany door right here, and upstairs we have, like, I want to have honestly a big building, like a big mansion for like your entire guild to live within.
I understand
that would be badass.
How will they have the buildings work? Because, like, you can't just like walk up to the same house,
maybe
or
you
like
put
even
it in your
just
horse.
take an NPC's
Maybe you put it in your horse, and you get to pull it out of your horse and place it wherever you wish.
Well, I mean, will it work just to like how you know, we know when you walk up to like a table, you can take like the bread off or move it around. I mean, I don't even know if that's seen on the other player's screen. Is that how the whole you know, housing will work?
Be house crafting?
They haven't confirmed any of this. This is us talking and discussing like how will housing work.
I don't know. Housing wouldn't work. It just wouldn't. There's no way
gotta
you
be in
could.
there. Dude,
it's
not.
It's not big enough.
Oh, well, I mean, let's. I guess they could do something like RuneScape.
There's gonna be some douchebag neighbor that's gonna build a house right next to you.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. That's not what I'm talking about, though. But, I mean, I guess it would work like RuneScape. I mean, have you guys played the housing in RuneScape?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? Maybe it'll work like
Take
that.
That little portal to your house.
An instance. But Dakota and I, what we wanted, I mean, we discussed this a while back. We said something like Fantasy
Star Universe.
Fantasy Star Universe, how they had housing
where
worked pretty well.
It was more of an apartment complex feel-ish type thing, where you jump through an instance to get to your house, but everybody had the same house.
But it didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
It flowed well, and it didn't feel like it broke immersion, even though the game wasn't very immersive in itself. Due to the fact that it was a Japanese game and I don't live in Japan. So, okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, and this one's pretty cool. Armor. How we know sets.
I want wood armor.
What?
Enchanted.
Shut up.
Dude,
you're not allowed to talk for the rest of the podcast.
Enchanted wood armor, made out of like some really cool magical wood.
Am I allowed to say this now? Rex is not allowed to talk for the rest of the podcast.
Dude, okay, all right, listen.
Like
I'll
they're
be serious
bringing
for a
back
minute.
Daedric No. They are bringing back Daedric and Elfish armor.
I want it to be completely customizable. That when you make the armor, you can put your own little design into it and your own little unique.
Oh, so you want something like Guild Wars where you can like wear your guild logo on your armor.
I want it to be like, wear your guild logo, but even more in depth than that. Like, just like it doesn't have to be so in depth that you're sitting there and you're like making a really cool design. I just want something simple where you can put, so it's like signified, hey, this is his shit.
Onto that topic, I actually want something from I think Terra had it. I never played Terra, but I know they had some kind of thing where the guild master could like upload an image, and that would be like the guild picture, and it would be on all the things, and on like all guildmates, they would have like an image next to them,
have a
and it'd be the
logo.
logo.
On my armor.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, what if you have a really cool custom logo for your guild? I mean,
all right, so if you
have it like engraved on your armor.
It should be a two-tone image, so that way it can be graved. Like the game is like, all right, black on white, so the black is carved in. So what they do is the game itself just makes it a carved-in image, no matter what. That would be really cool. I like that. That works. That is badass.
So
that is something that I would like.
So we know for a fact, the 3 I know are confirmed are Dwarven, Daedric, and Elven. I don't know what else is confirmed.
Elven armor.
See, this is what I was trying
What
to
about
say
glass?
when
Did you
Rex
say
was going
glass?
on about his
Yeah.
shitty wood armor. Is that
Shut up.
they're bringing
Shut
back Daedric and Elven armor,
Blah blah blah.
and you want wood
blah
armor.
blah blah blah.
Even the mouse is going blah blah blah. Or the mouse, the cat
so-
going blah 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 blah.
Yeah. As far as bringing back old armor, I would assume they're bringing back what they can, or not what they can, I guess all of it. What do you think as far as new armor? I mean, we know the time period's 1,000 years before Skyrim. What do you think we're gonna see as far as armor? I mean, I think dwarves are still alive and all that stuff. I mean, does that mean we're gonna actually see
Dwarven
The
stuff.
dwarf. Actually, in one of the videos, actually the one that you sent to me, Brent, there is a dwarf as a character.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw
So,
that.
so one of their characters is
Maybe
like one of their character types is dwarven. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
that
definitely
is really
there.
fucking short.
Yeah, but
maybe
is there,
you can
is
do
there gonna be a new
alloys now.
set?
Maybe you can like smith 2 different types of metal together. That'd be
That'd
cool.
be cool.
Like we'll do like let's try to think here. Maybe you could do like an elven armor mixed with some like dwarven
Daedric.
parts, just to like Daedric. You can make it look different. So like, say we can have like a Daedric shape of armor. You know how pointy and really cool it looks. You can make it like where the usually the red, like, you know, it always has like red in it. Maybe you can put glass where the red is. Like you can make it like black and green.
Okay,
Or
I'm gonna let my recent LOL playing take over here and say that all I'm thinking about is Tarek right now with that description. The guy that's covered in gems and shit.
Yeah.
On the topic of like the
Maybe you should
customizable
do
armor
that gem,
stuff.
like gem crafting. That is something we should have.
God.
Gem crafting.
All right. So on the topic of customizing armor, a lot of games don't take this into consideration, but being able to dye your armor and just like Guild Wars, I mean that needs to be.
Yeah. But Guild Wars was broken in its fact
Yeah.
that like they were selling the dyes.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like you should be able to dye your armor at all times. Also,
I would like
a
to
big
do that.
one.
That's
This
cool.
has to be in the game because this is a big one for a lot of people. Hiding heads a lot.
Yes.
I don't know.
I
What?
hate headgear.
Oh, hey.
I hate it so much.
I love headgear.
I want the stats, but I don't really want the headgear.
I
It's
like the
silly. I mean,
headgear.
let's go back to
Yay,
Oblivion with
headgear.
glass armor and look at the headgear.
I don't know, like, why would you want to hide your headgear? It's stupid.
I love it. I think it's a great part of the game.
What it?
MMO experience in general.
You know what I would
You
like?
need the stats, but you don't want the head.
Actually, the only headgear that I ever liked
a
was
hunting system in it. So now you can make like animal armor, like the leather stuff, like where you can do like the antlers.
Yeah, they definitely need to have some kind of hunting
Hunting,
experience.
yeah,
in the game.
definitely hunting.
Yeah.
I would love that. I'll wear like a little skunk on my head with skunk hats. Awesome. I'd be like running around with a bow and a blunderbuss.
Okay.
They should have
All right.
guns.
So,
oh god, no.
Yeah, like they should have
No.
like
No,
RPGs.
no. Let's
and
just stop there.
cars. Just kidding.
Shut up.
let's go ahead and stop there. Now I want to have a more in-depth discussion about PvP and how it's gonna work in games. So,
Basically, you spawn, you kill, and you die, and you respawn.
can I please? Can I please? I still have
Yeah.
not got the question out here. So, taking structures in Cyrodiil, that's what the whole the whole objective is, And we're gonna have trebuchets and catapults.
Yeah.
It's gonna be you're gonna have to capture resources, structures, and buildings. Everyone is at equal footing, starting at level 10. And there's a confirmed mode of AVA or Alliance versus Alliance, which, depending on what alliance you choose, every time the alliance that you pick earns something like winning the PvP battleground in Cyrodiil, you unlock that perk. A perk, not that one, sorry. That will benefit your character, like it can boost your character's stamina or help you gain more experience. Let's put that in perspective of like Guild Wars' guild bonuses and all that such. So, with the announcement, or not announcement, but this AVA kind of thing, does that make you think that this is going to be World v World like Guild Wars?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
You know what I mean? Like with the races and all the different places of Tamreil, because each race has its own place.
Yeah.
So
does that mean this is not going to be? Oh, sorry.
It's alright. It's going to be like a well, they had that thing where they were talking about it being one mass server. Was it called mega server stuff that they were talking about?
It's
where
their mega
your each character is in, like, it's all in one thing. You won't have to worry about taking your character to a different server, whatever. It's kind of pushing towards the point of the World v World thing, but it's not going to be World v World v World.
So,
it's going to be lots of worlds versus each other.
So do you think that means competitive PvP isn't in Elder Scrolls Online?
No. You could do like
I mean, we're talking like, you know, when you have your own team, because I don't think any guild will have.
I feel
a
like
team
there's going to be a whole another
people.
one. You know, like you can go to. There's going to be certain things where you can go into a battleground instance, like that sort of deal.
So like Guild Wars.
Yeah, or World of Warcraft.
Do you think there will be small battle PvP?
Yeah. You could have small battle PvP, like 10v10 if you wanted to.
So they're just not confirming that. You think that's what they
and
they
I
plan
feel
on
like
confirming near
I
the
feel like
end?
there's like, say this for instance, they're gonna have. Everybody has that trouble when you have not enough people in a game and the map's too big.
Yeah.
Right. So what if they made made each and every map have a certain radius with a certain amount of players. So if there was only 5 people, say, or 6 people, why'd I have to pick an odd number? I don't know. So you have a 6 people thing, and you'll be limited to the middle of the map, which is going to be a small radius. And then when there's like 15 or 16 players in a match, it's going to be bigger, and then bigger, and then bigger, and then bigger, and they'll give you the full length of the map. That way that you're not, or you can just do where the players are respawning all in a closer spot, so you guys don't have to run all the way across the map to kill them. You know what I mean?
So,
I don't know. It's just an idea.
Like capture little posts.
They don't have to waste their time in making a whole bunch of maps for certain amounts of players when they could just use the maps that they have and just limit the range.
So, do you think level 50 endgame PvP will be more fun, or not, or then?
No.
Will be better than PvE?
I feel like it's just gonna be. I feel like low level PvP should be the same as the high level. The only thing different is your weapons and your armor.
Well, how they word it,
the same.
How they word it is they're like everyone is at equal footing starting at level 10. Wording it like that makes me think that it's going to be level 10 through 50. Everyone's going to be in there, like it's going to be all in there, and that's the only way I can see it working.
They were talking about how it's like you start off with a character that can do absolutely anything, and then you move on with, like, say I'm going to use a bow most of the time. That's what you become accustomed to, and that's what happens. You just accustomed to a bow or a sword or one-handed, two-handed, daggers, it don't matter. But it's like I done lost my train of thought.
I didn't see where you were going with that one. Honestly.
I was going towards something.
No, guys, they're gonna do the same thing that
Going back to level, from 1 to 10, basically when you level up, you're gonna be using the weapons or whatever you're gonna be using as you, like, once you hit 10, whatever you used before is what you're gonna be using throughout 10 to 50. I don't know.
I want to look
the way I see it. Sorry, Brent. I'm just gonna say it. The way I see it is what they're gonna do by you're standing on equal footing is they're gonna do, hopefully properly, what what they tried to do in SWTOR with the buff system of saying everyone's raised to this certain level, and then throw them all into fight.
That's how Guild Wars was, but it was kind of bad.
That's what the equal footing has to be, but, like, the fact is that, yeah, sure, there's going to be some flaws with that no matter what way you do it because of skill points and things like that. And also, I have no clue where Rex was going with his last point about the weapons.
I lost him there. Anyway.
I don't know. Leave me alone.
I honestly
I'm trying to brainstorm. At least I'm trying.
Yeah, I know. It's good. I want to honestly see in this game kind of what, Guild Wars was going to try and do, but they ended up failing with it. But I want to see PvP set. Like, everyone starts with the same PvP set and then builds up through the tiers. Kind of like how Star Wars works, but I think your PvP set should be restricted to PvP and not be able to be used in PvE, because that's what I found people were doing. I mean, people would start to skip the normal modes and go into, like, hard mode with a PvP set, and I don't think that should work at all. I'm sorry, I don't think that should work. I feel like, you just look stupid. I feel like it doesn't build on the experience with the armor, I guess. I mean, do you guys think we should have PvP sets, or should it just be like you're bolstered through, whatever SWTOR does, or should it just be in PvP sets?
PvP sets.
I think the bolster system can work, but the biggest problem is just that.
I mean, okay.
Because of skill points and things like that, there's just so much room for error, and that's the part that's really scary.
I honestly their whole thing is leave the user to customize, what they want. So I mean, PvP sets I feel like are out of the question, but I don't think they should be. Just because I feel like they would work better. But you know what? That's my personal opinion, and obviously they're left with what they actually develop, for that matter. So let's get out of PvP for a little bit, because that's not my favorite end of it. So let's go into Trinity System. This is what I hope to God they do, because Guild Wars didn't do it, and I feel like Guild Wars failed because they didn't do the Trinity System, and that's what made dungeons really stupid and ugly and just didn't make me want to level up.
I think the biggest thing when it comes to Trinity is you have to have kind of guidelines to it. Like, the best sort of Trinity system that I've ever seen was in Fire Emblem games. How they had
Elaborate.
They had separate divisions for it, and they didn't try to throw it all into one giant thing saying, well, there's this triangle, and then there's also this triangle where, okay, let's give a better example here. Okay, so say one person's fighting with a certain set or whatever, then there's going to be another group that's better than them, another group that's worse than them, right?
Yeah.
Well, then because it's such varied set, there's all sorts like archery, magic, and sword fighting and that as well. Close melee combat. Then there has to be separation between those three, as well as the cycle of just the original weapons. If you understand what I mean at all.
Rex, how do you feel about Trinity System? If it is or is not implemented into Elder Scrolls Online?
I'm not really sure.
Let me explain what the Trinity System is, just to be sure you guys know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what it is at all.
Oh, okay.
Thank
So
you for
Trinity,
explaining.
yeah. So I probably should have done it before Dakota started talking. So Trinity System is what it's a triangle, and how that works is there's a healer, there's a tank, and then there's DPS.
Oh, okay.
So essentially, you don't even know what those terms are. You probably should get a dictionary for
You're
MMOs.
good.
But
Ask it. Do you know?
I
I'll explain it
understand.
to you.
But no. Let me go ahead and keep detailing what goes on here. So tanks have the health, the damage reduction, and they take the damage. I mean, that's what a tank does. And the healer heals the tank, and the DPS, mostly the tank. The DPS are sort of offhand kind of stuff. And then the DPS, just all they do is deal damage. They're the damage dealing people of dealers.
Damage dealing.
So Rex, how do you feel if Trinity is or is not implemented?
Well, Elder Scrolls. If you go back to think about, shut up. I'm done. I'm not gonna explain it. Nope.
No, please go. Come on. You can do this. I just thought it was funny how you Elder Scrolls. Just like,
Well,
yeah,
you
that's the game we're
There's
talking
the
about
world and stuff.
All right.
But no, here I'll clarify my point to these guys then. What I was talking about the other game, how in like Fire Emblem, their Trinity system was that swords were better than axes and spears were
I'm gonna
better than
interrupt
swords.
Dakota because he's a douchebag.
Shut up.
Anyways, I was saying, I feel like the Trinity system shouldn't be in Elder Scrolls Online, only because.
Okay, now that I can talk over Rex really easily, what I was saying
That
doesn't make a
was
difference.
You're not talking over me.
yes, it does. Yeah,
No,
I
it
am.
doesn't.
Oh, really?
For our listeners, what Dakota actually just did was made himself commander in our TeamSpeak channel, which actually does absolutely nothing for him.
So.
So, yeah.
Then you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna change this volume.
Alright, well. I feel like there shouldn't be a Trinity system because I feel like you should be able to do whatever you wish. Like,
Yeah,
you
but-
can be healer or.
Yeah, well, no, that's not essentially what it's doing. It's like I'm gonna path down healing, so that way all I do is healing.
Okay.
If you're gonna be in a group of people and you're gonna work together, then the Trinity system isn't bad. That's kind of what you have to do. I mean, you take part. You take one part in your team. Is either you're a DPS or you're a healer or you're whatever the other.
Yeah,
was.
but
Can you
my
remember now?
point was that in all games, there's always gonna be the Trinity system of here's the DPS, here's the tank, here's the healer. But
Yeah,
the
no matter what,
problem
they're
the
always
problem is that they have a separate Trinity system saying, okay, well, here's the different types of healing, here's the different types of DPS, here's the different types of tanks. And that's where it gets mismatched. Because there's the tanks that are just so much health, but they have very little resistance. Then there's the other tanks that don't have so much health, but they have a lot of resistance. And then there's the balanced tanks. And then they set a trinity of those three and say, okay, well, this one's better than this one, this one's better than this one, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't really matter, though, because someone's just going to go, okay, well, I'm going to go with the balanced tank and play as a tank. Whereas people don't go, oh, I'm going to be the balanced healer and go as healer. They're going to say, oh, I'm going to go with the healer that does shit tons of heals. And then, oh, I'm going to go as the DPS that does shit tons of damage. Not the balanced DPS that can survive because they have the healer that's doing shit tons of heals.
Yeah,
That's why, if
but
they
you're
have...
vulnerable without one or the other.
That's why, like, what one of the people was saying in the video that Brent had linked me was that the healer, like, you can actually choose just to go as a stealth and then roll healer and run around just healing while you're kind of sneaking around.
Or choose to go tank and roll with a bow, which you're a range tank then, which is not. It's not like that's not been seen before. Star Wars.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the biggest issue, though, is that if they have that secondary trinity system of here's the different types of tanks, then that's where it starts to go downhill. Is that each one needs to be equal.
I want it to be like that. I want it to be equal. It depends on the way you play or the way you fight, because you got to think about this. Most RPGs or MMORPGs have you right click and you're pretty much auto attacking and you're just throwing out spells or different moves. But
Yeah.
This one is like you can block and choose when to attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little more in depth. So I feel like each and every tank, each and every healer, and each and every DPS should be balanced. It just depends on the way the player fights.
and not to be condescending when I say this, I'm going to go back to Rex's idea of this person that uses potions as their main thing. And say you had that kind of person, and you can choose to go as that healer, or you can go as a mage healer. Now, people are going to choose the mage healer because they're like, oh man, it's a mage healer, it's automatically better. And if they have that secondary Trinity system in place, then yeah, it will be better because it's a mage. Whereas it shouldn't be. It should be equal footing for heals. Like, that was the biggest problem with SWTOR, is like, you're like, oh man, I want to go healer. It's like, but I don't want to roll this Jedi, whatever, Jedi Consular.
Sage.
It's like, I want to roll as a scoundrel and do those kinds of heals. And it's like, well, you're not going to put out as many heals. And people were just like, you're not as good a healer, or I want to be a commando healer. It's like, well, you're the shittiest healer possible. And it's like, why do you have that? It got patched. It is the shittiest healer now.
Well, that honestly had to do with like how it just all the classes just kept getting nerfed.
Yeah, and on top of that, there was different armor styles for each. It was like, oh, well, you want to be the greatest healer ever? Here's your light armor. Oh, you want to be the moderate healer? Here's your medium armor. Oh, you want to be a great, really bad healer? Well, here's your heavy armor. And it was just like, okay. So I just got screwed over because I wanted to play my way.
Yeah, no, it definitely shouldn't be like that, and that's definitely apparent. Anyway, that ends this episode. Thank you for tuning in.
I'll take priority speaker off now.
Thank you. Wait, could you not hear me?
No, right. I couldn't hear anyone other than myself.
Alright, anyway, that ends this episode. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching the video, please at the end of the video hit another episode so you can watch some more. And if you're listening, please download this. There'll be a download link on the page you're watching. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. Remember to consider leaving this video a like and adding it to your favorites. And if you get a chance, go ahead and subscribe to our channel for future content. Thank you and have a great day.